Yeah.
Namo, fundamental teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo, fundamental teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo, fundamental teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. The unsurpassed, deep, profound, subtle, wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million eons is difficult to encounter. Now that I have come to receive and hold it within my sight and hearing, I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual meaning.
Okay. Oh, great. All right, go ahead.
The king said, O Javaka,
oh, what happened?
7 is ill. It is not that the mind of the father and mother is not all equal, but their mind inclines towards the one who is sick. O great king, it is the same with the Tathagata. He is not partial, and yet his mind is heavy at the sight of one who is sinful. Compassion works upon him who is indolent, and his mind is released from him who is not indolent. Who is non-indolent? This refers to the Bodhisattvas of the 6th stage. O great king, the all-Buddha world-honored one does not see any difference of caste, youth, age, middle age, wealth and poverty, time, sun, moon, constellations, the lowly, the page and the maid, the skill of works done, but sees amongst beings him who has a good mind. If one has a good mind, his compassion acts. O great king, please know that this auspicious scene indicates the fact that the Tathagata is now in the moonlight samadhi, hence this light.
Okay, all right. What happened here?
So Ajatasatru is asking Javaka about the Buddha's regard for people.
Okay, he have no discrimination, right?
Oh, that the Buddha has no difference between people.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So doesn't favor some over the others. So, okay, so it's explaining why it may appear the Buddha gives like more attention to some over others, and uses the analogy of parents who have a sick child. They still love all their children, but they're going to focus more on the one who is sick until they're better. And so it's the same way with the Buddha. The Buddha's not looking at people from like, you know, how old are they or how much money do they have or what strata of society are they in, but is looking at who has a mind that's suitable to the teachings, who's going to listen and benefit from it, and then takes action to help those who can be helped, especially those who are suffering.
Good, that's good. Hello, Place, how are you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm doing really well. It's been
Oh,
working and work has been crazy.
Oh, you are very busy at work. So that's
Yes,
why we miss you.
I missed you too.
Good. All right, that's good. So yeah, we are learning about the Bodhisattva way of life, right? So in Buddhism, we Bodhisattva, it means that the one who benefit other, benefit himself and benefit other. And they are the one who walking on the Bodhisattva path. That means in order for the one who practice Bodhisattva path, they need to generate the Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta, it means the mind is benefit other. And what are the motivation for the Bodhisattva to have a mind to benefit other? It comes from the compassion and loving kindness. So, but how do we practice the loving kindness and compassion? So, in the Bodhisattva way of life, this is what we learn. The different kind of practice that help us to motivate us. to practice the bodhicitta. Okay, so and now we are learning about the Ajatasatru king, the one who this was the Buddha time, the one who will kill the father in order to take over the throne, right? To become the king. And near death, when he comes by the to the time that the near death to the king, he suffered so much from the blistering from his body all over the place. And this is the time that the Buddha about to enter into the nirvana. In Buddhism, the nirvana is the mental state. It's the mind state that is free from all suffering, no more death and rebirth. And it's the ultimate happiness come from the samadhi. That means the meditation. It's more than that, but anyway. And and before the Buddha enter into nirvana, and he also know that this king is suffering so much, and that's why he pay attention to this king and try to help the king to be able to recover from the sickness, and from there the king should be able to have faith into Buddhism, and that's how he not only kill the sickness of the physical as well as the mental. Okay, so we are learning about this. So the Buddha is always the Buddha mind always toward the one who are suffering the most. That important. Okay. Okay, William, go ahead and read this one.
The king asked, "What is the moonlight samadhi?" Jivaka answered, "This is like the moonlight, which well makes all utpala blossoms brightly open their petals. So too does the moonlight samadhi. It thoroughly opens the petals of the good mind of beings. So we call it the moonlight samadhi. For example, the moonlight truly gladdens the heart of all who travel. So does the moonlight samadhi. It truly awakens joy in the minds of those who travel nirvana-wards. Hence we say moonlight samadhi. O great king, the light of the moon increases daily in form and brightness, from the 1st of the month up to the 15th. The case is the same with the moonlight samadhi. The root of the first bud of all good deeds grows by degree, and ends in the perfection of great nirvana. It is also for this reason that we say moonlight samadhi. O great king, for example, the form and brightness of the moonlight from the 16th to the 30th day gradually lessen in size. It is the same with the moonlight samadhi. Wherever it shines, it decreases by degrees all defilements. Thus we say moonlight samadhi. O great king, at a time of great heat, all beings always think of the moonlight. As the moonlight appears, the choking heat all goes. It is the same with the moonlight samadhi. It thoroughly dispels the fever of greed and worry. O great king, for example,
You're cut
and it's
off.
called amrita. Beings love it. It is the same with the moonlight samadhi. It is the king of all good deeds, and is the amrita, and is loved by all. For this reason, we say moonlight samadhi.
So what do you understand
Ajatasatru asks Javaka, why is it called the moonlight samadhi? And then Javaka explains the symbolism of it, and uses a few different elements of the moon to explain it. So there's a flower, the
Look like you have some connection problem, but
also like the moonlight makes people like joyous when they see it, they like it. So that's the same of like how the moonlight samadhi can awaken joy in the minds of people who either, I mean, achieve it, obviously, but it's in this case, it's not people achieving it, but just being near the Buddha entering that samadhi. And then also explaining how the light of the moon gradually increases for the first half of the month, and that's like the growing of this this brightness, the benefits of this samadhi, that it causes good deeds to grow until perfection. But then the waning of the moon is like the waning of defilement, and the coolness of the moonlight at night. People may think during a hot sunny day, they may think about the coolness of night. And so it's also like the coolness that quenches anger, and greed. So for all those reasons, it's called the moonlight samadhi.
Wow, oh, well, very good. Yeah,
Thank you.
samurai. Blake, do you want to read? Yeah? No, you don't want. Okay, it's okay. I think you can also do so. Go ahead, William.
Okay. The king said to Javaka, I hear that the Tathagata will not abide, sit, stand up, talk, or discuss with evil persons, just as the great sea will not retain corpses within itself. He is like a mandarin duck, which will not live in a privy, like Sakrodevendra, who does not live with devils, and like the kokila, which does not live in a dead tree. The same is the case with the Tathagata. How can I go and see him? If I am made to see him, I might sink into the ground. What I see is that the Tathagata may well approach an intoxicated elephant, a lion, a tiger, a wolf, a great fire, or a blazing flame, but not an evil person. It is for this reason that I think thus. With what mind can I go see him? Javaka answered, O great king, one who is thirsty hastens to a spring. One hungry seeks food. One afraid calls for help. Sick person calls for a doctor. One who feels hot seeks coolness. One feeling cold looks for clothing. O great king, it is the same with your now seeking the Buddha. O great king, the Tathagata even delivers sermons to the Ikantikas and others. And you, O great king, are no Ikantika. So how could you not expect the help of the compassionate one?
You know what he
They hold extreme views, I think, but I forget exactly which.
Good. Somehow your connection is fluctuated. Good. So this is the one that do not have so they are the one not believe in the law of cause and effect. They are the one who do not believe in the Buddha teaching. They are not the one who are holding the extreme view, like life it end after death, right? No life, no afterlife, right? And that's why this one is even the Buddha cannot even help this person, right? But it doesn't mean that not right now, but for the future route, right? It will good for the future route. So that's good. So okay. Okay, go ahead, William, go ahead, apply.
So in this paragraph, Ajatasatru is concerned that he won't be able to approach the Buddha because he views himself as an evil person for what he did to his father. And his understanding is that the Buddha won't talk to evil persons. So how could he go and see the Buddha? So he's filled with shame, and is kind of scared of being in the presence of the Buddha because of like having to fully face all of that. And Javaka is just explaining to him that you going to see the Buddha is like a thirsty person looking for water, and that the Buddha will preach even to those who are opposed diametrically opposed to his teachings, who deny them, like the Ekantikas. So that of course he would be compassionate to you, to King Ajatasatru.
So the Buddha even delivered the sermon to the Ajatasatru. That means the one who do not believe in the law of cause and effect, and the one who have the extreme view, and so on and so on. Why the Buddha want to give the teaching to that kind of person?
Because of compassion, that the Buddha is clearly seeing the way of things, and this group of people they're confused, they're not seeing it. So to try and
but they don't no benefit in the current life.
Oh, I guess, I mean, you seem to be suggesting by saying current life that like future lives, perhaps, if he does something in this life, it helps to build that affinity. If he's generous in this life and exercises compassion, then in the future, they may have a better affinity.
So the Buddha, it just try to have a good seed landed for the future life. So that's important. Okay. All right, go ahead, William.
Did you see Tammy just joined?
Yeah,
You
I
made-
saw.
Okay, cool.
Tammy, how are
Sometimes-
you? Tammy, how are you doing?
I'm sick.
You sick?
Yeah, I drank the wine and ate the meat, and now I'm sick.
Huh?
Oh, forgive me. I know what I did. We had a Christmas party, and everybody was drinking and eating. And I joined in a little bit, and boy, I regret it now. I know better.
Okay, I hope you feel better. But
Thank you.
because we miss you so many class.
Yeah, I've been so busy with working.
Okay.
This place is taking over.
Oh, how your work? How are your work?
It's no good.
It's no
It's
good?
no good. The collective karma there is horrible. They have people quitting left and right. They've not had a controller. They keep leaving. I think I'm gonna be right behind them. But
Wow.
I'm trying to hold on. It's too much. There's too much stress on you. They need about 3 more people helping me, and they're gonna hire them. But I don't know that I want to stick around and train them all. They're just not nice people. So we'll see.
Well, maybe it's a good environment for you to practice patience.
Yeah, and I keep thinking of it, try to think of it that way. But like, so Friday night we had the Christmas party at this really fancy restaurant downtown. They spent probably like $5,000 on this meal for everybody.
Wow.
And Saturday I went into work just to try to get some stuff done. I worked for 8 hours, and when I left, as soon as I got to my car, I started throwing up. So
Wow.
it took that long because the wine, they told me it was organic, but it wasn't. So I can't have it. Like I can't drink. It's got like, it can't have sulfites and stuff. I'm allergic to it. So I really can't drink most of the stuff. And the bartender, he lied to me because when I thought about it, he looked at the fine print, and usually that's on the front of the, like it's on the front of the food, like with a big stamp. So, but it was just weird that it wasn't until right till I got to my car. I mean, it's just, sign after sign after sign, just tell me like, this is, this is not good for you and your family. But I try to, because it is a nice paycheck, but I know that's not how you're supposed to look at things either. But until something better, more aligned with what I want to be doing and who I want to be helping comes along, I guess I'll keep trying it and practicing patience, like you said.
Well, yeah, it's not easy, right? Life is tough, I guess. I've been through a lot of that in my life too. So, but we try to calm our mind first before we come out of it. Maybe that might help. I wish you everything is good for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sometimes you just have to tell them, look, I can't do it, but I appreciate the offer.
Oh, I did for like half the night, and then finally I was like, oh, they're all having so much fun. I got suckered in.
Yeah, but having fun at the expense of your health is not the thing to do.
Right. Yep, you got that right.
That's true.
I just need another reminder, I guess.
Yeah. Mm. So you are vegetarian, right? Tell me.
I'm what?
You are on vegetarian or you are
Well,
on,
so I had been for a couple years,
uh,
and probably 2 or 3 months ago, I started eating chicken again.
ah,
So I hadn't really ate any, I'll eat chicken every now and then, but
ah,
I hadn't really ate the red meat. And what they had there, I mean, it was bleeding. I mean, the cow was still mooing. It was
oh my God.
like it was really bad. I didn't even eat very much of it, just like a little piece and still. So I think it was just a whole combo of all that, but yeah,
Okay.
no good.
Yeah, I wish everything good for you. All right. All right. But you are good? Are you good to read now? Can you be able to read?
Yeah, yeah, I can read.
Okay, go ahead.
The king said, "Oh, Javaka, I once heard that the
Ichantika, maybe?
Chantika is a person who does not believe, hear, see, or grasp the meaning. How can the Tathagata speak of Dharma to such a person as that?" Chapter 25 on Pure Action. Javika replied, "O great king, as an illustration, there is a man who contracts a serious illness. At night, the person goes up to a one-pured palace, partakes of butter, rubs it on his body, lays on ashes, eats ashes, climbs up a dead tree, plays with monkeys, and sits and reclines with them, and sinks into the water or mud. He jumps from a high building, a high mountain, trees, elephants, horses, cows, and sheep. He wears blue, yellow, red, or dark colored clothes, laughs, sings, and dances. He looks at crows, eagles, foxes, and raccoon dogs. His teeth and hair fall out. He is naked, sleeps with dogs as his pillow, and mist, dung, and dust. Furthermore, he walks, lives, and stands amongst the dead, holds hands with them, and eats. He sees in dreams that poisonous serpents cover the path and that he must pass these. Or he embraces a hair-covered woman and wears clothing made of tala leaves. He dreams that he is riding on a broken cart drawn by a monkey, or is playing in front of it. Having dreamt this, his mind is worried. Due to this worry, his illness increases. As the illness increases, all the people and his relatives send for a doctor. The errand boy dispatched for the doctor is of small stature and is lacking in carnal organs. His head is dusty and he wears tattered clothes, and he means to carry the doctor on a broken down cart. He says to the doctor, "Quick, get in the cart." Then the good doctor thinks to himself, "Now, this messenger looks ill and unpleasant. I know that this sick person is difficult to cure." He also thinks, "The messenger does not look very auspicious. I shall now look into the fortunes of the day and see if I can cure the patient or not." The 4th, 6th, 8th, 12th, and 14th are bad days, when illnesses do not heal up. He further thinks, "This is a bad day. I shall now look into the stars and see if I can cure the patient or not. If it is time of such stars is Mars, Rivetta, Carta, Epiphana, Sasu, and Mansu, illness is hard to cure." He also thinks, "As the stars are not in an auspicious constellation, I shall now look at the time. If it is autumn, winter, eventide, midnight, moonless time, then illness are hard to cure." Also, he thinks, even though all such aspects indicate ill omens, things may be difficult, definite or indefinite. I shall now see the sick person himself. If fortune is favorable, there will be a cure. If not, nothing will help.
So what do you think?
So, there was a man that was behaving wildly, doing bizarre things, bizarre actions. And he was sick, and then he had a bad dream about having to cross the path with serpents and got even more sick. And so he sent a messenger to go get a doctor to help cure him. But the messenger, when the doctor saw the messenger, the doctor thought, well, this even the messenger doesn't look good. And I don't know if the timing is right by looking at the stars and astrology, if it's the good timing to be able to cure this person.
Okay. And beside that, they also look at star, right? And constellation is good or not, right? Based on that, or even in the season, that means it's autumn, winter, even the midnight, moonless, or whatever, the time. So basically, season and the time. It's good, or is that good to treat the patient, even though or such aspect in KU omen thing may be definite or indefinite. And now I should now see the sick person. Okay, all right. All right, let me ask you here. In Buddhism, do we really care about the star or the day, the good day, or based on the good day or the bad day, or look at the star, it's good or bad? What do you think? Tell me.
I think that's really big in like Hinduism. Like they live and die by it. Like it's really, it might even just be a culture thing, but it's really important. And I think in Buddhism, it's just like everything else. You don't want to attach to anything. So if you want to look at it, it's okay as long as you're not living and breathing it. Like you wouldn't tailor your calendar to it. But it might be something you would pay attention to, but it's not something that you would live by.
I remember that I have a friend, they Hindu, right? They say that when they have a baby and they based on based on the day and the star and the constellation, and they figure they try to figure out what name is suitable for the baby. They even go that far, you know. They even go that far. And in our culture as well. In our culture, because we are inherit from the Chinese culture, basically. When we have wedding, right? They want to see which day is a good day for wedding. Even the time when we have an important event such as a wedding or our loved one just passed away, and which day is a good day to bury the deceased, or cremate, or funeral, so on and so on. Or let's say that if you go into do something important, they always want to look at to find out what is a good day. And even, you know what, for the whole year, if they have a business and they do business for a whole year, and at the end of the year, they go to the temple or to go to the place that where they can offer food or offer the animal, even the sacrifice the animal to pray for the well-being or pray for the well. Right? That in our culture also a lot. Think about this. It is, William, it is compliant with the law of cause and effect?
No. No, it's definitely not.
And you know what? If the person who have business, and you know what? For the whole year, if we are the one who use the dirty trick to gain the profit, and now at the end of the year, we try to put some money to buy the animal, and offer to the god or whatever, to pray for the good good health on your business. No, how that work? That even even that is more even bad. It's not good for your business. It's even bad because we sacrifice the animal. It's not the good thing, right? And now we use the animal sacrifice for our blessing. How that work? They know something like that.
Yeah, I mean, the only like mechanism I think one could explain to think it would work is if there was some otherworldly being, you know, a demon or something that was pleased by animal sacrifices.
Okay.
And anybody wants to have like the help of a kind of evil demon. that probably doesn't turn out well.
Okay, I think the traveling to the seven grade 7 all the way to 12. And when we're talking about between the ignorant and the wisdom, this is what we call ignorant, right? So this is, William, go ahead and read this one.
Okay. Indian social systems suggested numerous sacrifices for the attainment of merit. There were numerous movements opposing this, since even in modern times, this practice has not been completely wiped out even today. Even in those dark times, there were enlightened voices opposing this practice. Once Buddha entered the spot where 50 cows were being sacrificed by King Bimbisara for merit, he immediately opposed this move. The high priest who was mediating this ceremony was aghast at this opposition. The king asked 2 learned men to debate the issue. The priest gave examples from Indian texts about the sacrifices and how this was an ancient practice for attaining merit. Buddha put many arguments too, but finally the priest said the sacrifice would bring benefits to 3 people and loss to none. When Buddha asked how so, he said, the king, the mediating Brahmin, and all these goats. The king and the Brahmin gain merit, while the goats gain heaven. The Buddha said, do the goats gain heaven? The priest said, of course. Again, the Buddha asked, are you sure? The priest replied, it's absolutely sure that they gain heaven. The Buddha retorted, do you wish your old father to gain heaven after his death? The priest replied, definitely, you fool. Buddha said finally, then why not sacrifice your own father?
Do you see the logic behind?
Yeah, no animal wants to die, just like we don't want to die. The animal doesn't want to die.
Well, if you want your father to be go to heaven, why not sacrifice your father? Go ahead, go ahead.
The priest was red with anger, but King Bimbisara understood the futility of this exercise and stopped the procedure
Of sacrifice. Okay, that's good. So you see, at the Buddha time, he tried to stop that, but they still keep it. You know who is the king Bimbisara?
Ajatasatru's father.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So 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 that's why we see the Buddha is very compassionate. Well, so if we look at the good day or bad day, and this is the Buddha teaching about good day and bad day, good time and bad time. If our mind, we have the good thought toward other people in the morning, and we say nicely, kindly to other people, and we act good on other people, this is the good morning. In the afternoon, the same thing. In the evening, the same thing. Vice versa, if we have the evil thought toward other, and we say evil thing, and we add evil, this is the bad morning, bad afternoon, or bad evening. So good or bad come from the mind, not because of the day. Even though, well, day, good day and bad day. In Buddha, in the Buddhist Sutra, the Buddha also recognized that, yet there are good day and bad day. They do. But the Buddha do not concern that much. Because he wants to teach us to be mindful to our thought, our speech, and our act. That's the most important about. So let's say that if we have the love and kindness and compassion, even though things it happened in the bad day, that bad day eventually disappear due to our good thought. So good or bad, it's just relative. But the main thing is it comes from our mind. Our mind can change that easily. Right? So you have any questions you want to ask? Anyone? So this is important. So, and they also believe that when the loved one passes away, they use the real money to buy the fake money, to buy the paper fake money, and the paper clothes, paper car, housing, paper house, paper money, and all these things to burn for the deceased. So hopefully they can enjoy down there. This is a very ignorant. Because it doesn't make sense, right? Let's say that when this person still alive, all the whole life he lived in the property. That means poor, right? And now, do you think that you can use your money to buy it and burn the fake money and make him to become rich? This is just like the rippery. None of this is compliant with the law of cause and effect. So this is what we call superstitious. And that is very dangerous if we have that mind thought. Do you know why the superstitious is not healthy, William?
Well, it's living in it's living from a place of unreality. It's, you know, taking that, investing actual like real resources, like in this case money, that could have been used in another way, something constructive, and it's just kind of like a waste of energy at best. But at worst, some superstitions lead people like to sacrifice animals or to do things that hurt other people. So yeah, so that's why they're harmful.
And also because it's superstitious, the more we into that, the more we believe in the law of cause and effect, it's decreasing deeply. And we could have doubt to it, right? So it's very harmful, right? So, and that means our mind is in the limbo state because we don't know where to go. We have no idea because we don't have a clear direction and a clear mind about where we go, right? So, if the near-death situation happen to us, we will be in the limbo state. And it's very dangerous. So it's not a good thing. Blake, you understand, right, so far? Okay. All right. We can stop right here. Oh, one more thing. I would like to announce that because I just told William that my teacher, that means Tất Thằng that he will have a class after we finish with the lotus flower sutra. We almost done. We almost done. Every Saturday at 3 p.m. in the Central Time. Once we're done with that, we will do the Adornment Flower Sutra. That means the one that we do. We try to do it every Sunday at 5:45 to 6. But I think I will only focus on this thing only, on the Bodhisattva life, the way of life. That I think that means we go back to the 6 o'clock instead of 5:45. Tell me, you get clear, right? So
Yes, that I understand. Thank you.
that's good. That's good. So we will have the 2-week holiday break. Our class will be resumed on the January 8th. Okay, January 8th. Okay. All right. Let's close the section. Let's finish this one. Okay, go ahead, William.
May every living being, our minds as one and radiant with light, share the fruits of peace with hearts of goodness, luminous and bright. If people hear and see how hands and hearts can find in giving unity, may their minds awake to great compassion, wisdom, and to joy. May kindness find reward. May all who sorrow leave their grief and pain. May this boundless light break the darkness of their endless night. Because our hearts are one, this world of pain turns into paradise. May all become compassionate and wise. May all become compassionate and wise.
All right. I wish everyone have a good evening and have a good holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, Tay.
Thank you.
Blake. Thank you, Tammy.